Hey everyone, Kaylee, your friendly neighborhood hairstylist here with my short hair. Today I want to dive deep on how to get really great Insta waves. I'm going to show it to you on short hair and long hair, so no matter what, you can see how it will look, and I'm going to give you a few different options for how to wear this waving method. So if you guys watched my last video, you probably saw that my hair went through just so much. So instead of using my hair for the long hair today, I'm gonna use my sister. Hello.
That was so awkward.
Wow, you look so tan and I look so marshmallow.
I'm using Kayley's PR. Shout out Loving Tan.
So first things first, you need to get comfortable with clipping your iron onto your hair, wrapping it up, and doing the slide and wrap thing. So you're basically starting from your roots and going to your ends. I recommend, if you've never done that before, start practicing with a cold iron so there's no danger and no like viral hair video making. Once you're comfortable with that, then the magic of this method comes into play. Now, I've used this in a couple videos, but we are diving into it this time. Still working with a cold iron for safety. Basically, you're going to turn the iron to point towards your head and then slide out the curls so that your hair is now straight and there's just a little bit left clipped into the iron. And then you just slide the iron over the ends, which either gives you a kind of straight end or a slightly curled end, depending on how you hold the iron.
I didn't.
If you want straight ends, you're going to kind of treat your curling iron like a straightener, and you're just going to keep it like it's gliding over the hair like you would with a straightener. If you want slightly curled ends, you're going to turn it slightly and then slide it through. That way you get that slight bend. And if you find that you accidentally end up with like super straight ends and it looks a little jarring, you can always just do that slight little bend and it just kind of takes the edge off a little bit. So there you go, there's the general idea, but I want to give you guys a couple different ways you can use it to get either kind of a barely there cool girl bend or a more beachy, Instagrammy, wavy moment. So first let's start with the barely there bend. First thing you're gonna do is section your hair. For this one, you're literally only going to wrap your hair around the iron once. So it makes one 360, and then you're going to duck and slide the iron right back out, like basically me at a party. Duck and slide out. And with Anna's super long hair, we're gonna do a couple little curls because I feel like just one would look like an accident. But on short hair, depending on how long it is, you can either curl once in the middle or you can curl at each 1/3 point. So 1/3 of the way at the top and then 2/3 at the bottom. Now after you slide, you actually want to bring your iron back up to vertical. That way, if you're going to curl again, it's easy to curl again. And if you're going over the ends, it gives you more control as to whether you want straight or slightly bent. It almost makes you feel like you're traveling too far when you're sliding it, but literally the point is just to put the bend where you want it. You know what another good trick is? I know that this is back here so that it's not like getting in the way, but if you keep it here, then you can reach up here and you can reach your roots better. Because if your hair's over here, then literally you're missing 4 to 5 inches of hair.
Look at that.
And now you can go ahead and drop down your next section of hair. And then you just continue through the sections doing that same method. We're curling all the hair away from the face because I feel like that's what I'm seeing on Instagram right now. But if you ever want a more textured, almost natural looking wave, you can alternate directions on the curls. I like what you're doing now because you're starting from the back so that you're able to put the stuff behind you, but you're still able to get to the roots. And let down the last section and finish off your curls. Then whenever you're zhuzhing throughout the day, resist the urge to like do this number and like pull these pieces back. This, 2010. 2019, you pull from the back. These come forward, this comes out. That's how you pose for your Instagram. And there's the barely there bend. It's a very cool girl kind of hairstyle that can give you just enough volume and just enough sleekness. So that's the barely there bend. Now let's talk about how we can get waves on waves on waves. And for that, I'm actually both recurling the short hair and Anna's long hair. Before you do that, I recommend spraying something moisturizing like the Kristen S Dry Conditioning Spray. It's good anytime you have to recurl your hair because it gives your hair the moisture and the protection that it needs in that situation. We're gonna start off again by sectioning the hair. The next end of the spectrum from what we were just doing is to wrap all of your hair around the iron and then slide out just on the ends. That way you get all the curl in there, and then when you pull it out, it relaxes the curl just a little bit to turn it into more of a wave, and you get that kind of straighter, slightly curled end. If you want to get fancy, you can play around with any options in between there, like wrapping it twice before sliding, wrapping it 3 times before sliding. I mean, get as creative as you want, girl, but these are the 2 extremes of the options.
Slide and then...
If you lose your place, you can go back in right on the ends and then get them the way that you want them to. You could focus on getting a little closer to the root on these because I think it's good on the barely there waves to hardly get close to the root at all. But on these, you want it to look perky everywhere instead of just in one place.
Right.
And keep going through your sections. This one is particularly good to leave like a smaller section up top. That way you can get those tight, pretty little curls on top and take a little bit less time in the middle. Now just let down the last section to finish off this method. Now for this section, you really want to focus on getting in close to the root so you get a really pretty, perky, voluminous curl from the roots. And I finished Anna's hair off by adding a bit of pomade for definition and then spraying in a light hold hairspray and scrunching to hold the style and augment the waves just a little bit more. And that is our more wavy look. I love this one for summer. It's also a great base for a braided hairstyle. It's very, very pretty and obviously pretty easy to do. And those are the Instagram waves. I very much enjoy it, especially with summer coming up. Oh my gosh, these would be great. I mean, this for a beach day, this for a brunch,
It's perfect.
Also big shout out to Anna. She is working with me on my channel, which is why she's like basically always in my bloopers, and she's
not talking to herself all the time. It's me usually.
Big thank you to her, and just like welcome to the team.
Oh, thanks.
She's killing it, and I'm so grateful for her.
This is like full on hazing, putting me in front of the camera today.
You're welcome.
Now I see what she goes through.
Now she knows.
It's tough, guys.
Anyway, that's today's video. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to hit that like button to help support the channel.
And if you're new here, consider hitting that subscribe button so you can join the Braidaholic family here on Kayley Melissa.
And whether you're new or old or a casual lurker, thank you for spending time with me / us today, and I'll see you in a brand new video on Saturday. Mwah.
Bye.
Yes!
Boom.
Oh!
That was a good high
Yeah,
five.
I think I have powers now.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Oh.
Cause there's a lot of cool chicks out there.
That looks like a safety hazard.
It's not plugged into anything. It's not how electricity works.
I don't know. There's like a warning. I feel like you're not very good at warnings, though.
I am not. I'm much more of a do it first, seek emergency care later kind of a person.